عليا أقرأها كلها لو أقرأ البارت الأول وأنت تكملين البارت الثاني؟
اول شيء قولي قصيدة
كلها يعني.
اي
تمام.
يعني فاطمة تقراها إنه كلها؟
شلون؟
يعني فاطمة إنه تقرأ القصيدة كلها؟ يعني هي البارت الأول عليها والبارت الثاني عليها؟
ماكو اشكال.
تمام.
The tiger, 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 a burning bright, in the forest of the night, what immortal hand of or eye could frame the fearful symmetry? And what distance, deeps or thick eyes, upbrand the fire of thine eyes? On what wing dare he aspire? What the hand dare seize the fire? And what shoulder, what art, could twist the sinews of the heart? And when the heart began to beat, what dread hand and what dread fate? What the hammer, what the chine, and the furnace was the brain, what is the anvil, what dread grasp? There is deadly terror clasp. When the star threw you down their spears, and water heaven with their tears, did he smile his work to see? Did he who made the lamb make thee? Tiger, tiger, appearing bright in the forest of the night, was immortal hand or eyes, their frame. Immortal? هو بين أنا أقرأها immortal صح. Hand or eyes, their frame, the fearful symmetry.
Okay.
I need the students. What opinion about the tiger?
What is your own opinion? Okay, before the opinion, let me give you a short introduction to William Blake. Burton produced three unique romantic painter. William Blake, the landscape painter, John Constable, and the sea painter William Turner. William Blake, born in 1757, died in 1827, was a rebel mystic, a painter and poet in the tradition of Milton. Okay, go ahead, Fatma.
In my opinion about the tiger by William Blake, the tiger poem is the most famous poem written by William Blake and known as Jerusalem. In this poem, the poet describes the tiger and asks about the creature responsible for such a creature and given unfairly. Image of the tiger and it means the area of danger in the tiger and equal affair and does not get too close to the tiger. What's the opinion about the tiger?
What is your own opinion?
I need the students to answer.
Can I?
Baker.
Yes, Doctor.
What is your own opinion about the poem?
Okay, Doctor Black, this is the tiger as if it were a person. Black gives us a general depiction of the tiger that is a symbol of power. Good give money thinks of the tiger as God granted to the limb.
Thank you. Hanin?
That the boat is asking who created the creature. This creature is plan seed. We can see that she speaker is Amazite, and at the same time is afraid.
Thank you, Hanin. Who else? Who else? Who else? What is your own opinion? Muhammad Karim.
Yes, so, in my own opinion, the poet uses the tiger and he asked him to he asked to the tiger about how the creator created it. Here he wants to describe the creator's creativity and how the creator feels when he created these beautiful artistic things. So he wants to show the creator's ability of good and greatness through his poem.
Who else? علي صباح.
Yes, Victor. Yes, Victor. My opinion, the about question about the creator, they give eyes. Such the dark creator failed. With the fear he fall. The light, no. The matter where he is, the sea or in the sky, or will be the shame.
Thank you. Continue. Go ahead.
Yes, Victor. The bout is asking how the creature create in the planet. We can sense that the speaker amazing, sorry, and the same time is afraid. Yes, Victor.
Thank you, Ali. Who else? Okay, Fatma, go ahead.
I will explain. First stanza. The poet describes the tiger as a monster.
Give me a few minutes, please, to give you some information about Blake's thought. Blake's believe in the dual vision of life. It means that it was characterized by positive and negative elements. According to Blake, the state of innocence and that of experience are contrasting but complementary. يعني متقارنات لكن واحدة تكمل الأخرى. He said that they both coexist in the human soul. he thinks that نعم فاطمة.
لا أستاذ كمل.
He thinks that the state of innocence is to be found in heaven. Children, the image that describe this state in the lamp, for example. We can see the image of innocent in the lamp and children in heaven before Adam and Eve. He attacked the society. He said the hell inside the society, the world of adults. He said that the state of not innocence, song of experience. Said that the songs of experience related to the bad works of human souls, or we can find them in the soul of this world, in the distress and suffering, and its main symbol is that the tiger, a beautiful animal, but also terrifying. Also, he comes to the conclusion that there must be a dual God, one good and one wicked. He sees the creator not only as loving God who takes care of and provides for his creature, but also a powerful, fearless, cold and severe being, capable of banish anyone. Okay, thank you. Go ahead, فاطمة.
أستاذ هي بالنسبة للمقارنات أنا مسويتها بالاستانزة الأولى والستانزة الثانية.
هاي مو مقارنة، بس إنه مقدمة على بليك criticism of society. يعني
أنا سويتها ضمنية من ضمن الاستانزة الأولى والثانية.
هو لا عرفت إنه شو هي، فطيتش نظريته dual vision of God، يعني يقول إنه
تقريبا نفس النظرية اللي عندي.
يقول إنه innocence and experience are contrasting but complementary. يعني اثنيناتهم موجودات بالنفس البشرية. Okay. Go ahead.
The poet describes the tiger as a monster creature that lives in the shadow and in the dark hours of life. The tiger also represents the dark shadow of man. In this stanza, Blake is referring to this type of dream time. Wild forest may represent the landscape of our imagination and under in the influence of the monster. In the third and fourth line, we find a comparison between the lamb and the tiger, which is the beginning of the understanding of Blake's philosophy on creation. Here we find in the poem The Lamb about present another view of God's, while the lamb reflects God's tenderness and mercy, while the tiger indicates its strength and intensity. I will explain second stanza.
Sorry, doctor, but I have a question in the first stanza for Fatima.
Go ahead, Alia.
What does the speaker mean by fearful symmetry in the tiger?
The term fearful symmetry refers to the paradox that the tiger is both beautiful and fighting. Union are beauty and evil, enjoined in the creature to burn.
Yes, all right.
The second stanza. The poet describes the beauty of the tiger's eyes as it appears as fire in his eyes come from intellectual body far away. The tiger can be understood as being similar to us, as it represents that strong part of the human being. In the seventh line, he refers to the angel by mentioning angels إلى الملائكة.
Angels.
Okay. Angels by mentions the wings. Are they the angels of heaven or these who have fallen like Satan, Lucifer? In the eighth line, the poet begins with the question from the hand. The create the tiger. Did he create the angel, the devils, or gods? All of the ultimately lead to God. Third stanza. The poet began in this stanza with the several rhetorical questions and showing up the physical strength of the tiger by describing the hand and shoulder as symbol of strength. I will ask about students. What's the meaning rhetorical question? Do you hear me?
Fatima.
Yes.
What do we mean by rhetorical question?
أجاوب أنا لو أنتظر الطلاب يجاوبون.
أعتقد ما حد يجاوب. جاوب.
Okay. Is a question that is not asking to receive an answer. It is just post to make the point clear. راح أرجع أسألهم السؤال. Why use the Blake the rhetorical question in this poem? إذا ما حد يقدر يجاوب.
May I?
Yes, ضياء.
Yes, doctor. Rhetorical question. It is it is not need answer the question. It is to be attention the reader. Just like that.
Thank you, ضياء.
Yes, doctor.
Okay, Fatima.
Yes
Blake has
أبدي أنا؟ لا بعدك فاطمة.
خلصت؟
بس أنطي
بدأت.
الجواب why Blake used rhetorical question. I
Okay.
answer. Blake has used series of questions in the poem to emphasize his points such as given.
Thank you, Fatima.
Thank you.
Yes, I will start.
Yeah, go ahead.
أقرأ اللاينات لو مباشرة أبدي.
مباشرة أقري.
Okay. Stanza 4. And the fourth stanza, the boat begins here with the object question about the tiger, and William Blake tries to imagine like the hammer, the chain, the anvil, and the furnace, the tools needed by the creature to make the creature fearsome and powerful like the tiger. Here we find comparing God with the blacksmith using a hammer to create and shape different things, and linking the process of creating the tiger as the process of creating a powerful and dangerous tool. This is why the tiger symbolizes strength and danger because of its beauty. In the fifth stanza, the boat refers in the first line here to the stars that are associated with the human destiny, which have long been associated with astrology. When the stars and the planets fall, it is what led to creation of life on Earth. When God created the tiger, Blake wonders, did he brought us the animal? In the third and fourth line, there is a comparison here between the creation of the lamb and the tiger. Tiger means evil or Satan, is evidence of his strength and brutality. As for the lamb, it means the good or God is a sign of God's tenderness because it is a meek creature. In the last stanza, the boat asks the last question, which is not a repetition of the previous question. Although the word could has been replaced by there by the boat how created the lamb created you. The same God how created the kind and obedient lamb created the fearsome, strong and bloody tigers. I finished.
I have a question about for Alia.
Okay.
What is the character of the poem?
The character of the poem is the symbolism.
What is the meaning symbolism?
Its meaning is using symbolize of signify idea and qualities, giving them symbolic meaning that are different from literal meaning.
Okay, thank you.
Why?
Thank you, Fatma.
Okay.
Let's move to the poem. Tiger, tiger, burning bright in the forest of the night, what immortal hand or eye could frame the fearful cemetery. It's song. They sing it. The parents sing it to their children. If you have read the poem "Tiger, tiger, burning bright in the forest of the night, what immortal hand or eye could frame the fearful cemetery." So we have he focusing on the tiger. He repeats the name of this animal. He said burning bright. He referred to his eye. It's like a fire. In the forest of the night, he can't see at night because his eyesight. Then he said, what immortal hand or eye could frame the fearful symmetry? Who had, or who has the ability uh, and the power, who is the powerful, who has the ability, who is the power man or power god, who could define uh, a fearful symmetry. Symmetry means similar. Such a fearful creature. Then he said, in what distance, deeps or sky? Who is live in deeps or who lives in the sky? Who can answer me? Who can tell me what does he mean by this line? Mm. In what distance, deep or skies? Look at this. محمد كاظم خلف.
Yes, دكتور.
In what distance, deep or sky?
Yes. The poet describes the tiger as a glowing one.
What does
Refrain.
he mean by deeps or skies?
Oh, sorry, I don't know.
Deeps or skies? In what distance? بأي مسافة؟ بالعمق أو بالسماء؟ Hmm. What about the other? Who lives in underground? And who lives in the sky? Go ahead. Ala.
Yes, Doctor. Underground, Satan and Lucifer.
Satan.
Yes, and Lucifer. In the sky, the God.
God or angels.
Yes.
The good men live in the sky and the bad men live in the deeps. Who could frame the tiger? Who can give him the fire of this thin eyes? On what wings dare he spear? What he had, what the hand dare size the fire? On what wings dare he spear? So he didn't. Here he is saying it's not God because he asking and using the pronoun he. Hmm. On what wings? You know, do you know I cross? Do you know I cross? فاطمة حسين.
أستاذ الseven lines تقصد؟ A seven line is referred to the angle by mentions the wings. Are they the angel of heaven or these who have fallen like Satan, Lucifer?
Or maybe.
هنا
And
and eight
yeah,
line
number 8.
Eight line. The poet began with the question from the hand that correct the tiger. Did
have two
he
questions.
correct لا السطر الأخير هو بدأ بسؤال يعني سأل عن الهاند اليد من اللي خلقت التايجر.
What the hand dare size the fire? What wings dare he spear? Burn the fire of thin eye. In what distance? It's only we have the three rhetorical questions. First, he is asking, who gave you the thin eyes? Then he said, on what wings? Yeah, maybe he is referring to Icos, who made a Wuxen wings. Then when he become near to the sun melt his wings and he fall down and die. Then what the hand there size the fire? Who gave you? Maybe he's refer. Maybe he refers to maybe he refers to
the devil or gods هنا
or
all
Prometheus.
of the all of the ultimately leads the God يعني هو بالأخير أشار كل هذا الكلام إلى الله قاد إلى الله يعني بالأخير
Not God. What the hand there says, the fire. We have many images. I will explain them. Here, maybe he is asking or speaking about Prometheus. Prometheus who gave the fire, who took the fire from the god of fire and gave it to the man. Then, and what should, what art could twist the snooze of the heart, and when the heart began to beat, what do it hand and what do it feet? He is asking who is the blacksmith or who is the man had has the ability to shape such a creature, who can create such a creature. Then when he shaped it and the heart began to beat, that means he is alive. He is now alive. The fear will throw from his eyes. Then he said, "What hammer? What the gains? In what furnace was the brain? What the unveil? What do it grasp? There its deadly tears clasp." He's asking who has the ability. So stanza number 3 and 4, he is speaking about the blacksmith or the Iron Man who has the ability to shape the tiger. Then he shaped the tiger and burned the soul inside him. He become alive. Then when he become alive, the stars start crying down their spears and throw their tears on the earth and water heaven with their tears. That means the angels start crying. Why? Because the tiger is a symbol of terror and death. Did he smile his work to see? Did he who made the lamb make thee? We have two questions. He said, when God great, because he was Blake believe in the dual of God. He said here, if the God great tiger, is he smile to when he see his work? Did he who made the lamb make thee? Did he who make the sweet lamb make the dangerous creature, which is tiger? Then he will be tiger, tiger, burning bright in the forest of the night. What immortal hand or eye dare? In the second stanza, he said could, but here he said dear, يجرأ or يتجرأ. Dear from the fearful cemetery. He repeated and focusing on. He was focusing on the last line. Dear from the fearful cemetery. So why he in the second stanza he said could frame the fearful cemetery, and in the last stanza he said dear from the fearful cemetery. Why he changed the word could by dear? Who can answer? تسمعوني لو لا؟
يس دكتور نسمع.
دكتور سمعت.
ليش بدل الكود بالدير؟ ها
دكتور عيد السؤال إذا ما استزدني.
بهذا اللاين ستانزا الأخيرة، الستانزا الأخيرة could frame the fearful cemetery. ماشي. الستانزا الأولى could frame بس بالستانزا الأخيرة دير فايم ذا فير فور سيمتري، ليش بدل الكود بالدير؟ على نصان.
دكتور أعتقد بذاك الستانزا الأولاني ما كان يعرف منو الخالق، يعني محتار يا أم سيتان أو ذا جاد. أما بهذا الستانزا عرف إنه هو الإله هو الخالق. ليش أعتقد؟
Excellent على thank you. Who else? Who else? حسين علي.
Yes, doctor. Doctor, in the first stanza, doctor, when he say could, يعني عنده no, doesn't ensure he could. there more استاذ شجاعة، يعني أكثر شجاعة عنده من طلب هذا.
Thank you حسين علي. Okay, let's move to the second poem. And after the lamp, I will comment on both the poems. يلا من يشرح عن القصيدة الثانية؟
Yes,
سهلة.
doctor. Yes, doctor.
Read the poem first.
Yes. The Lamp by William Blake. Little lamp, who made thee? Dost thou know who made thee? Give the life and with the meat. By the stream and all the meat. Give the clothing of the delight. Softest clothing, holy bright. Give the such a tender voice, making all veils rejoice. Little lamb, who made thee? Little lamb, little lamb, who made thee? Dost thou know who made thee? Little lamb, I tell thee. Little lamb, I tell thee. He is called by the name, for he calls himself a lamb. He is weak and he is mild. He became a little child. I a child, and to a lamb we are called by his name. Little lamb, God bless thee. Little lamb, God bless thee.
Thank you.
Yes, doctor.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, doctor. In the beginning and in the first stanza, we note every two lines we have the same rhyme. It is called as like Fatma say rhetorical question. Rhetorical question. This means it is we don't need to answer the poem. It is just to pay attention the reader. I beginning with the first stanza and scene and the second stanza. Little lamb, who made thee? Doth thou know who made thee? The speaker of the entire poem, it is a child. And the first stanza, it is marked by the child innocence in the beginning. The child ask the lamb, who create you? He doesn't mean the parents, but rather he mean the creator. It is also asked who is the creator in the second line. Not about the nature of body of creator, but is what who the creator. This is in 1 and 2 line. And another thing, when we read the poem, we note there is two expression of poem. One, the first one, it is I can say it is just a minute, doctor. It is a question of child, and another it is about intention. The third line, give the life and with the feet, by the stream or the meat. There we beginning with a child, Imagine when I read the poem, I imagine a child in the valleys, and he talk with the lamb, or he thinking who is the create the lamb, but but in the inside of boat, her boat, he show us the nature of the lamb, not not only the lamb, but he almost the creature, but he talk about the lamb in this boat. In this lamb, he have innocence, and everything he does in order, in divine order, and God is the one who put this innocent and qualities in him, and has provided him with a nature, so that he does what innocent direct to him. We have
Have you finished
6.
or not?
No. We have 6,
Okay.
5, and 6.
Go ahead.
Line by line. Yes, doctor. Give the clothing of delight. Softest the clothing will be bright. There, the child again asked the lamb, who give him the cheerful and beautiful clothes, and soft delight shiny wool. But another they recall the swaddling clothing of the baby Jesus, and his hair was barbated to be like lamb's wool. The brightness of the lamp and the brightness of the Jesus Christ 7 and 8 give the such a tender voice, making all valleys rejoice. Who give you that beautiful soft voice, and these valleys and the green valleys with joy with your heart. Last couplet. Little lamb, I tell thee, dost thou know who made thee? The speaker again repeat the first couplet. It is to be heard. The speaker goes back in the first line, often to phrases. That's it for in the first stanza.
Yeah, thank you.
It's
my turn.
Okay, Hassan. Go ahead.
Before I talking about second stanza, we must know in the second stanza, the child himself answered the lamb about the previous questions. So in the first stanza, he asked the lamb who give the clothing, who the tender voice, who give this the life, who give this all benefit to live. So in the second stanza, the little child will answer the lamb himself. This is traditional of question answer used to method for teaching children about religion and God. It's called the religious teaching of their time period. And this is the new idea of their time. So writing for children in their time period don't have a children's section to teach children about religious, about anything. And this is similar to our society in the Arab, I mean. In the Middle Ages of Arab, we used like songs made alphabet or something like that. We made it for like a song to be easy for the junior student to analyze it and save it. So we will start I told you about little lamb, I'll tell thee, little lamb, I'll tell thee. He's just telling the little lamb, I will answer about the very first question. So in 13 or 14, he's called by the name, for he calls himself a lamb. And in the Bible, before I discuss this, in the Bible, there is a reference that Jesus Christ is often called the Lamb of the God, because he was instructed by the God to take away all the sins of the world. He was born to wash away all their sins. Thus he is very meek and mild, and it's not possible. Yeah, this is the fact in the Bible. I read it for it. This is not possible for a person to be guided by something less valuable than him. So if I made a sin, or humanity made a lot of sins, so they can't redeem themselves by sacrifice a goat maybe, or some kind of animal. So it's to redeem all the mankind. We must sacrifice a human soul. So the God and this we're talking about the Christ, way they think, then Jesus way they come to this life. So they sacrifice Jesus and make him the scapegoat to redeem all the human souls. So because that for he calls himself a lamb, so he there calls a lamb because he comes to this life to sacrifice himself. So in 15 and 16, he's meek, he's mild, he became a little child. There's a connection between the divine behavior and the lamb being meek and mild. And there is another connection between the child and the creator, where Blake believes that creativity is childish for childish perfection. Moreover, God decided and the God decided to get a baby Jesus, like a normal human, to be a little child unborn, to give the meaning of understanding the nature of life. This is for 15 and 16. 17 and 18, I child and the lamb were called by his name. And the spirit of childhood is pure and innocent. And these qualities are shared by the Jesus Christ and the child. And the Jesus Christ, the child and the lamb. Also, he mentioned that we are called by his name. So he means we all belong to the same creator. 19 and 20, little lamb, God bless thee, little lamb, God bless thee. Notice that there are a repetition. So this repetition for a song, we all know this is a kind of his writer, we call the song of innocent. So it's song to be a complete song. We have to repeat some lines, and this indicate the importance of the blessed boat and the exciting into the bone in which the lamb and the Christ and the human all blessed. Yeah, it's all what we discussing of the question. We want to tell something?
Thank you, Hussein. Who want to add? Who want to add? Who want to ask? Let me see. Ala Nassar.
Doctor, my opinion.
About both about the 2 poems. Go ahead, Ala.
2 poems or this poem?
If you want on Tiger also.
I want this poem. My opinion on this poem.
Go ahead.
For me, for me, I love this poem because I love everything talk about the existence of the God. So in this poem include existential question about the God, and also include the question about creation, like who made thee, give thee life, and bid thee feed. So we find in this poem, in this pastoral poem, the power of the God and the creation, and the beauty of creation, and how he gave the nice appearance of the lamb, and how he secured the food and the clothing for him and give him the freedom. So the lamp in Christianity also symbolizes to Jesus and express innocence and the purity of the soul. And in the Bible of John, it is mentioned that Christ is the Lamb of the God who takes away sin from the world, because the lamb is a symbol of sacrifices.
Thank you, Ala. Excellent. Thank you. Hussein Ali?
Yes, Doctor. I want to explain my opinion about this book, The Lamb.
Go ahead.
Yes, Doctor. The speaker directly addresses a lamb, asking it if it now who create it, who give it life and invite to it. He now, as all people, the lamb never answer, but he asking himself by addressing the lamb, who person responsible for this regular and perfect phenomena. It is possible. Can mind accept that it come by chance, or is there a great person running it? Yes, Doctor.
Do you want to explain?
The lamp is then described in its natural environment for looking beside stream and running through field. Whoever made the lamp was give it coat who made out of soft with wool. Then the speaker excitedly over to tell the lamb. Answer: the creator had the same name as the lamb. This creator is gentle and kind, and he was honest, smile child. The speaker too is a child, and both the speaker and the lamb share the name of their creator. The speaker then asking God twice to bless the lamb.
Thank you.
Yes.
Who want to add?
Yes, Doctor. We have a lot to talk about.
Go ahead, Hussein.
Yeah.
Then Ala, after Ala, Baqir.
Yeah. When in line 13 or 14, when he is called by his name, for he called himself Allah. I told you in the Bible reference that the Jesus Christ often called the Lamb of God. Because he instructed by the God to take away all the sins of the world and such a that thing. This is the all important one. It's not impossible for a person to be guided by something less valuable than himself. So I told you, all humankind can't redeem themselves and sacrifice something less valuable than them. So this is in Christianity. So we have similar one in Islam. When Imam Hussein sacrificed himself and his family for
Excellent.
all Muslim people to be guided to the right way and redeem all sins. And you know what
we call it redemption.
Redemption. To guide it and to the right way and redeem them, and they told them this is the right way to the God. So the Imam Hussein sent to this specific purpose. This is similar, and this is really
Excellent,
relationship
with
Christianity.
Excellent, Hussein. Thank you. Ala,
Doctor, I want to add a short idea.
go ahead.
So the poem Tiger and Lamb, they are twins. In my personal opinion, they reflect the inner soul of individual person. So sometimes the person has innocent side, and sometimes has a little evil side.
Thank you. Excellent. That's the point. Thank you, Ala.
You're
باقي
welcome.
موحان.
Yes, Doctor. Doctor, in my opinion, the tiger. Black used some romantic features in this poem, such as nurture, imagination, nostalgia, loneliness, and symbolicity.
Thank you, Baqa. Uh, I will start explaining most important things about the two poems. And after that, one of the student, I don't know who will be, he will explain the literary devices. Okay, if I ask you, what does the tiger represent? What will the answer be? Ala.
It is so,
And
and the power.
okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hussein,
Yes, what's the tiger reference or the lamb?
what does the tiger
Sorry.
represent?
The tiger represent the evil and the dark side of the humankind. So in the lamb we have the meeking and mild, and this beautiful thing. But in the tiger we have the opposite. So in the lamb we have the song of innocent, and the tiger we have short experience. So when the little child become really meek and mild, when his life go on and he made a lot of experience, he become rude, he become really angry about anything, and he really go away from the God. So it's opposite of that.
Thank you. Fatma Hussein,
The tiger represents the evil and beauty too.
excellent. Thank you. Muhammad Karim,
Yes. I think that in this poem, the poet presents the features that show the creator's creativity, and even in repeating his questions, he wants to emphasize the features that show the
okay,
creator's.
thank you. You know, the tiger is not slowly symbol, but concrete, literal being heightened by the poet's perception of him. The image of a tiger burning bright on his face, uh, burning bright in the forest of the night, underscored his physical presence. Uh, his yellow balance, the yellow or the tiny balance of the animals, uh, glamming or it's mean يلمع or another word. It's lighting against the dark background of the jungle. Thus, the tiger is or has an intense guided you or witness uh, to represent the individual self. As the poem progresses, with the poet questioning and wondering as he ponders or asking about this creature, the tiger begins to embody something other than or more than symbol himself. Why? Because he seems to represent some morally ambiguous force or potency in the universe. Unstrong, aggressive, assertive energy in absolute contrast, tameness, and tractability of the lamb. in contrary to the lamb. The lamb is humanly comprehensible as both the sign of, as you said, as both the sign of Crystal, as the sacrifice for the sins of humanity. And like the lamb, I mean the tiger, who lies down with the lion, and sign of the human aspiration to peace and love. In contrast, the tiger is the other, all that is non-human and uncivilized. He is not only in the night, uh, but a manifestation of the night. The imagery of fire and burning suggestion an intense and unconstrained vitality foreign to the daylight. Daylight world of ordinary being. And another, the tiger is a lion and incomprehensible. His symmetry is fearful, like when he said, uh, line number, could define the fearful symmetry. The tiger is incomprehensible. His symmetry is fearful, inspiring awe. He possesses deadly terrors, as though to approach him were fatal. The dread hand, dread feet, the dread grasp suggest awesome might of the creator who dares size the fire. In the act of aggression, at the same time, this reference to dread seems to apply to the tiger himself, uh, his own limbs constituting source of dread and wonder. يعني كل شيء صفات له الأسد هو مخيف، حتى الأطراف، أو بالتاجر النمر. So, a Blake concept of God is that of patriarchal deity who created heaven and earth. patriarchal mean patriarchية الأبوية يعني God is that of patriarchal deity آلهة أبوية who create heaven and earth, man and beast. But this patriarch is also literally father to the lamb, Christ. Part of the mystery and verse of the poem derives from when he asked a question. He said that he asking who make the tiger make the lamb. Line number. Let me see. Did he who made line number 20, right? Did he who made the lamb make thee? This is the mystery of the poem. He's asking paradoxically, God is the source of both good and evil, meekness and savagery, evil and good, of both the star which crying with spears and heaven which weep with compassion. So Blake here is referring to the act of artistic creation from another level. He's no, we cannot say he is speaking only about God. Maybe he is speaking about the act of artistic creation because he was a painter. The image in the poem allowed to different kind of making because he was painting and writing a poem. Uh, so, sizing the fire, twisting the snooze, stoking the ferns, and pounding the anvil evoke the art of the sculptor. يعني هذا اللي حكاهن انه الهامة والاوتام وعندكم السندان، يعني هذين يستعملهن النحات بلاك سميث الحداد. So Blake's allusion to these various kind of handiwork is latent reference to the poet's work in hammering out his line. Maybe these references may also derive from Blake's own experience of creating out of material substance, because he was a painter and engraver as well as a poet. He printed his book from metal blood dipped in an acid bath. In his life, he painted his books. Okay, another point that Blake attributes to the artist not only mysterious activity but daring which approach hubris. Hubris mean غطرسة. When he said line number 7, on what wings dare he aspire? This allowed to traditional symbol of for the artist icons, as I told you, who attempt to overreach his human condition by fashioning wings of wax, which melted when he flew too near the sun. The connection between art and rebellion is reinforced by the line, what hand dare search the fire, referring to the Prometheus, as I told you for a while. Maybe he is referring to Prometheus because he was a rebellion. Actually, Blake was against the society and support the poor people. So maybe he's referring to Prometheus, who stole the fire from the gods as a gift to humanity, as I told you last year. In his vitality and daring energy, the poet is linked to the tiger he depicted. He goes beyond moral category in the act of imitating creation. You know, one of you will say about it's difficult. This poem, in its appearance, easy, but in its deep meaning, it's difficult because the two very different answers possible to the question posed by the speaker. It means that the poem lies in two conflicts. Or in conflicts has two answers. The first, who created the tiger? The persona seemed to lean toward the orthodox answer, God, and when he said, "Did he who made the lamb make thee?" And number 12. So, in order to answer this poem, in order to answer this question, we have two conflicts between two very different answers. The first says God is who created the tiger, depend on the orthodox answer, but the reference to the human daring of Icos Prometheus suggests that at least momentarily he is thinking of a human mankind as the creator of he represent the evil side. So the speaker twice calls the agent immortal. The image of making in the poem suggests that the hand or eye that framed the tiger is human, immortal only in the scenes that the artist contain within himself divine spark of creativity. So this is what the tiger or lamb present. We have two answers. The first, who created the tiger, may be God, depending on the orthodox answer, and the second is the man himself or the artist himself with a spark of creativity. Now, let me ask you another question. What is the difference between tiger and lamb? Or compare between tiger and lamb. محمد كاظم. محمد كاظم. محمد كاظم خلف. محمد كاظم.
Yes, Doctor.
What is compare between the lamb and the tiger?
Yes. The lamb is a genital animal, while the tiger is dangerous and fresh. The lamb symbolizes pleasure, peace, and innocence, and has cheerful voice, while the tiger symbolizes terror, fire, and dangerous, and has eyes. The lamb was secreted by Allah and symbolizes heaven and faith, while the tiger may refer to fire, devil, and hell. The lamb lives among the crack greens and meadows, while the tiger lives in the forests that indicate violence and predation. The lamb does not the beauty of life and science, tenderness and pleasure, while the tiger does not drunkenness, violence, fire, fire and evil.
Thank you. Who else? محمد كاظم هو ضياء.
Yes, doctor. We have some differences between the tiger and lamb. In the beginning, we have the atmosphere. The atmosphere we have in the tiger in dark and night, and in lamb brightness, and in the daylight, like this. And we have yes, doctor. And we have the sitting in the in the lamb. We have in the green valley, and in the tiger in the darkness forest, and use in the lamb weak and mild, and like that. But in the tiger we use furnace and evil. Just that.
Thank you, ضياء. Who else?
Okay.
Okay, let me explain it because it's too long. You know, the lamp consists of two stanzas. One poses a question and the other supplying an answer. The implication is that the realm of innocence, every question has its answer, and the word is both comprehensible and unified. Integrated quality of innocence is further reinforced by the explicitity equation in the second stanza between child, lamb, and also lamb of God. He said that, let me, line number, la child and so a lamb. and then we are called by his called by his name, little lamb, little lamb. Blake implies observe child, observe a child and observed lamb become inseparable as the children of lamb. God, lamb, it means lamb of God. Blake symbolizes that the child feelings of belonging to the true and embracing nature is justified by the act that the creator, uh, the common source and the maker of all things, has imbued all his creation with meekness, mildness, joy, happiness, joyful, the scenes of kinship that the child expresses is not falsely but true spiritual perception. Uh, in keeping with simple vision, the diction is childlike and the image accessible and familiar. The soft, woolly lamb feeding on the bounty of nature and bleating with a tender voice, for example, um, is a picture book illustration which evokes the joys of childhood. Bible-like statements in the second line or second stanza when he said uh, he is meek and he is mild, he became a little child. When he said line number 16 line number 15 and 16 explore the pastoral connotation of Christian theology to lead to a recognition of oneness in the universe. The closing, the lyric is a prayer of benediction. Little lamb, God bless thee. Little lamb, God bless thee. So, line 19 and 20, once again suggesting a simple and spontaneous comprehension of God's goodness. God's making and blessing are one, just as his making is in the first stanza equivalent to giving. He said that a little lamb who made thee doth thou know who made you, who made thee? Little lamb who made thee gave the life and bid the feet. Give the clothing, give the such a tender voice. With one gesture, God guides, gives, and bliss. Okay. Then, while in contrast, here most of the description or the signs refer to the lamb as a symbol of a pure soul. But in contrast, the tiger consists that God and his creation are alien and incomprehensible. Instead of question and answer, the poem consists. We have many rhetorical questions which go unanswered, as Fatma said. The questions occurs in tempo. Tempo means سرعة الإيقاع, breaking up with the lines, with staccato. Staccato means stopping, and tone cutting the full syntax of the statement when he said, "What do it hand? What do it feet?" And number 12, what's the hammer? What the gain? The the implication is that the universe does not readily yield answer, and further that the energizing power of experience lie in its mystery. So we have many questions, but we don't have the answer. Why? It's because the poem is mysterious. We have many descriptions, we have many point of views, but no one is correct 100%. The instance, for example, or essential on the separateness of observer and observed reinforces the scene of an frighteningly awesome. It is thus the other unaligned and potentially aggressive being is dangerous. Blake suggests something about the relation between the two poems in the line from the tiger. He said, did he who made the lamp make the هو اللي صنع اللي خلقك نفس الخلق التايجر خلق اللامب. He refers the reader back to the early vision of Song of Innocence, where the lamb symbolized the human identification and integration with nature, as well as spontaneous sympathy and goodness. The tiger seems to violate this simple conception of God, thus suggesting the limitation of innocence, the realm of experience is wider than the closed world of childhood. It includes the terrible beauty of fierceness and unconstrained self-assertion. So, the lamp is represented the good side, and the tiger represent maybe the dark side. Okay, so I think the time of the lecture is finished, but I need one student to tell us what were the articles or the literary devices. شنو الأدوات اللي استعملت؟ Symbolism, it's full of symbolism. Paradox. فاطمة.
أستاذ آني?
Hmm.
There is a metaphor is the second line. The forest of the night and the tiger compares to darkness. And in the second line, the compares his eyes to the fire or something evil.
Thank you. What else? Okay. It's full of paradox, symbolism. حسين عبد الرزاق.
Yes, doctor. But in the of the lamb bone, I have made a search about where is the Jesus born on rise. On rise, Arabian Bible is said the
So
They
in this
said
line,
Christ is or Jesus is the Lamb of God, or the child of God, the Lamb of God.
yeah, in this line I find when he said في مراعي خذوا يربضني, it's similar to the what we find in this poem where he said who said this tender voice, or the body rejoice, or the little lamp. This where he said to give the life and bid the feet of the stream or the meat. It's similar to what this line said. So I think this reference to the writer, from what his background, he's was religious, and he was really close to the God when he came made a poem from the Bible itself.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Hussein. Thank you, Fatima. I don't have anything else. If you have anything, just tell me because we leave. كلكم كتبتوا اسماءكم؟ عندكم شيء سؤال؟ عندنا المحاضرة الجاية 3 قصائد صغار كلش. ويليام وورdsworth. ماشي؟ انا ادزكم اياها بالجروب. عندكم سؤال؟ محاضرتكم بس ساعة